Hi dear students, in the previous session we discussed about the general properties of animal kingdom. Along with that we took two different properties, that is habitat and the levels of organization. Regarding that we finalized it with the detailed understanding of the properties about habitat and also levels of organization, where they live and how they organize it. In today's session we will observe many different properties and they are considered as a criteria to analyze the structure of a body in animal groups. First we will take up the first one, that is body plan. Body plan. The first one in this section, body plan. Here when it comes to body plan, is going to made up with a tube-like structure in their earlier developmental stages, and in that body plan there will be a formation of a tube-like structure when it come to the advanced group of organism. But in case of lower organism there will be a presence of the cell aggregation or the group of cells together, which it may be the tissues also, and that is it will be in a tissue which is loose. So, on this basis, you can find the body plan in three different forms. And the first one is cell aggregate body plan. Cell aggregate body plan, and this is present in poriferans. As the intake of food and exit of waste material will takes place by the diffusion process, simple diffusion process. There is no exact composition of inlet and outlet. So, that type of structures are not found in these group of organisms. So, that is why it forms a cell aggregate mass or a mass of cells type of body plan. And the next type is blind sac body plan. Blind sac body plan. For understanding this blind sac body plan, you just observe the structure and development of a cnidarian called as hydra. So, this is a tube-like structure which is formed in case of hydra, and this is going to attach to the substratum, and this is a substrate attachment, and here you can find the tentacles. Tentacles are going to be raised. In case of this, a single opening. So, this is a single opening where intake of food acts as an inlet for this, and exit will also takes place in this one single opening only, and that type of body structure or body plan is said to be blind sac body plan. In case of blind sac body plan containing organisms, only the presence of single opening for entry and exit of the materials. The food will enter through the same pore, and the food undigested food material will be eliminated from the same pore itself, and that is considered both as a mouth and the anus. And this type of structure is found in hydra, that is coelenterines are also called as cnidarians. So, this is regarding blind sac type of body plan, and this will be present in case of cnidarians. I will rub this one, just go through in detail while understanding this. And the third type of body plan is tube within tube. Tube within tube type of body plan. So, as in case of all the higher organisms, they possess a porous opening, a continuous tube-like opening, and one end acts as the mouth and other end acts as a anus. So, this type of structure which is formed, the body plan which is formed is called as tube within a tube, which is exhibited from all higher group of organisms. higher group of organisms. See here, in case of this type of body plan, you can find the different structures which can be analyzed properly. As the blastula, so there is a continuous number of cells, a various number of continuous cells will be there, and this is called as a blastula. And later this blastula will be developed into outermost layer containing cells and the inner mass of cells. Inner mass of cells will also be there. And this is called as blastopore. Blastopore, and this cavity, a space, is called as a blastocele. Blastocele. And from this there will be a formation of invagination, infusion. So there will be a formation of infusion of cell layer will takes place, and that forms a tube like structure. This is the outermost layer again, and this is a tube which is formed, and this tube formation will take place during their embryonic development. And where in case of these, one of the structure will be formed. If the tube which is formed with the first tube which is formed will be mouth formed. The tube which is formed will be containing first the mouth, and those are called as protostomes. And if the tube which is formed a anus first, ಈ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಇಂದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮೌತ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪ್ರೋಟೋಸ್ಟೋಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಆ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ನ ಪ್ರೋಟೋಸ್ಟೋಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇದೇ ಟ್ಯೂಬು ಫಸ್ಟು ಏನಸ್ನ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂಥ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ನ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಏನಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್, and those group of organisms are called as a deuterostomes. When you consider these two group of organisms, protostomes and deuterostomes, there will be a entry of animal groups starting from poriferans and exit up to where, that is chordata. Last higher group of organisms are chordates. In between these two, there will be a many different phyla. Phylum will be there. Each and every phylum will be there. And in that, only two, the last two will be said as deuterostomes, and the first few groups are called as a protostomes. Here, the last two groups called as echinoderms and chordata and chordates are considered as a deuterostomes, and left all others except echinoderms and chordates are considered as a protostomes. So regarding body plan, cell aggregate type of body plan, blind sac body plan, tube within tube type of body plan. In tube within tube type of body plan, from the blastopore a tube is going to be formed, with which this tube acts as an inlet and outlet for the entry and exit of the materials. And if the tube which is formed is going to develop into a mouth first, and that is called, those group of organisms are called as protostomes, and anus is going to be formed first, then are called as a deuterostomes. So regarding body plan, we will move to the second criteria, the property, that is coelom. Coelom, or it is also called as body cavity. When you try to understand this body cavity structure, you need to observe the presence of three different germ layers which are going to be formed in our embryonic development. That means I am going to develop earlier as an embryonic development in my mother's womb, in our mother's womb. And during our embryonic development, there will be a formation of 3 different germ layers first. And those 3 germ layers will help in the formation of future organs. ನಮ್ಮ ಇಡೀ ಬಾಡಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದೆಲ್ಲದೂ ಕೂಡ 3 germ layer origin ಅಂತಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. And those 3 germ layers are said to be outermost ectoderm, middle mesoderm and innermost endoderm. So these are the 3 germ layers which are developed in our embryonic development. In embryonic developmental stages. During our embryonic developmental stages, the germ layers are going to be formed. And out of these 3 germ layers, there will be a presence of formation of coelom or body cavity. With the help of one of the germ layer, the body cavity is going to be formed. Inner body cavity is going to be formed. And that body cavity is formed with the help of mesodermal germ layer. By the help of mesodermal germ layer, the body cavity is going to be formed. One thing you have to identify, by mesodermal germ layer, which forms a body cavity and is called as coelom. And in case of lower organism, this body cavity is absent. Based on body cavity, we will able to classify the organisms into 3 different groups, and those are acoelomates, second one pseudocoelomates, and third one coelomates. So these 3 different type of organisms are present, where these all based on the presence of body cavity formed by mesodermal germ layer. When it comes to acoelomate, these contain only ectoderm and endoderm. Only 2 germ layers will be formed and complete absence of body cavity. Mesodermal layer will be completely absent. And it just look like a outermost ectoderm and the innermost endoderm only. And complete body cavity is absent. When it comes to pseudocoelomate, you can find ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. All the 3 germ layers, but the thing is, the outermost ectoderm, innermost endoderm is complete, but with the mesoderm is formed with only the patches like structures. Either to the innermost wall of ectoderm or to the outermost wall of endoderm, there will be just the formation of a mesodermal germ layer is going to be taken place, and that is just like a false structure. And that's why these are called as a pseudocoelomates. Pseudo refers to false. And next, last one, coelomates. In case of these, you can find the presence of ectoderm, true, endoderm, mesoderm and endoderm, truly. And the structure is like this: the outermost ectoderm, middle mesoderm and inner endoderm will be there. The first few groups of phyla like poriferans, coelenterate, ctenophora are platyhelminthes. First 4 will be said as acoelomates, and pseudocoelomate will be Ascalmanthus and coelomates will be later on. Ascalmanthus ಆದಮೇಲೆ annelida ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು chordata ತನಕ all are coelomates ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, which possess all the 3 germ layers. After analyzing these 3 germ layers, you can find the body wall structure. The third property, that is body wall, which is formed of either 2 germ layers or by 3 germ layers. The same thing in case of body wall formation, there will be a presence of only 2 germ layers and those are called as, and these all are blastomere origin, blastoporal origin ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಈ ಬ್ಲಾಸ್ಟುಲಾ ಇಂದನೇ ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾವೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ. Origin is blastula. Ectoderm and endoderm only will be there and they are called as diploblastic animals. Diploblastic animals, and they possess ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm, all the 3 germ layers, and are called as triploblastic animals. Triploblastic animals. If they possess only 2 germ layers and are called as a diploblastic animals, if they possess 3 germ layers and are called as a triploblastic animals. So regarding body wall, and then we'll take up the 4th property, that is the presence of segments. Body wall is provided with the separate segment. In distinct segments will be there. Appearance of distinct segments will be found in few group of animals and they are higher level organisms. That process is called as metamerism. Metamerism. And here metamerism refers to body segmentation. Body segmentation. When you find earthworm, when you find this earthworm, this is a long thread-like structure containing cylindrical organism which is burrowing in nature. Burrowing in nature. Okay. It possesses a anterior-most end, this one, mouth, and posterior end called as anus. It will be there. But when you see this organism, you can find the presence of small ring-like structures on the upper surface and it is clearly visible. And these structures which helps in body segmentation are called as metamers. Metamers. And this process of formation of metamers are divisions. These are called as divisions. And the process is called as metamerism or segmentation. Okay. So this can be observed in case of Annelida, Arthropoda, Echinodermata, Mollusca, like these type of organisms. You can find head, thorax and abdomen when it comes to human beings. Head, thorax and abdomen in case of insects. Again the insect abdomen is divided into 3 or 5 segmentation, right. So this type of segments or divisions are present in case of higher level organisms and the process is called as metamerism. So next we will take up the another one property, that is body symmetry. 5th one, body symmetry. When it comes to body symmetry, there will be few group of organisms which cannot provide as a equal arcs when it is being cut, and those are called as asymmetrical organisms. Asymmetrical organisms or lower organisms, and second one symmetrical organisms. Few are asymmetrical and majority all are symmetrical one. Lower one organisms are called as symmetrical and highermost organisms are called as a symmetrical one. And based on the symmetrical property, you will find two types again, and those are radial symmetry and other is bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry. When the body is cut into equal halves at any plane or at any radius, and that type of symmetry is called as radial symmetry. Take for example starfish. So here is a starfish. So this is a starfish. If you cut at any radius, ee radius itkondu neevu hige cut madidre, these 2.5, if you cut at this plane, these 2.5, like this you will get the equal half. So that's why this is called as a radial symmetry. At any plane you can get a equal halves, and that is called as radial symmetry. And if the organism can be obtain only two equal halves at only one plane. One plane ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಎರಡು equal halves ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ನನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ, ಈಗ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ physically I will get a two equal halves, right and left side. If I cut here, the head will be on one side and abdomen will be in another side. So this cannot be taken into consideration as a symmetrical property. So that's why it will gives us a bilateral symmetry, where by only one plane we will get a two equal halves, and those are called as a bilaterally symmetrical organism. You can give example for higher organisms like insects or maybe humans. ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಬರ್ತವೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ bilateral symmetry ಗೆ. Radial symmetry ಗೆ starfish best example is the best example. And the last property, that is cephalization. Cephalization. Here cephalization refers to formation of head. Within that there will be a presence of brain and their other parts, included parts. When in case of lower organisms, there is no brain and brain related structures, and there is no nervous system completely, as there will be a presence of a very small cells, it may be, or it may be a ring like structure. But in higher group of organisms, there will be a complete distinct head formation will takes place, and that forms the cephalization, where it includes of a brain structure also, and that is about cephalization. And the last property is appendages. When it comes to appendages, so main or important function of appendages is to provide locomotion, one, and the other property is feeding. It helps in feeding. Many of the different structures are present in animal groups, where it helps in locomotion as they are locomotory organisms, and also it helps in feeding in search of food. And those are, first one, flagella, which is present in case of poriferans. Second structure will be parapodia. A leaf-like structures present in bees are called parapodia. This is also helps in movement, locomotion. And third structure will be gills, which helps in locomotion in fishes. And limbs. Limbs will be present in case of both for amphibians in the start agate. Okay, limbs, upper limb and lower limbs. Lower limbs for walking and upper limbs for walking in case of humans. But in other organisms, both limbs are used for walking. Right? So this is regarding appendages, which helps in locomotion and feeding. So right now we discussed about the 7 different properties. Body plan, 3 different types: cell aggregate body plan, blind sac body plan, tube within tube. Coelom or body cavity formation, this will takes place during the embryonic development plus stages, and the formation of 3 germ layers which will develop into your body cavity by the mesodermal germ layer. Based on that, acoelomates, pseudocoelomates and coelomates, and respective diagrams are given here. And the later the body wall, by the formation of these 3 germ layers, they will fuse together and they will be present in few groups. Only 2 germ layers are there, then it is called as diploblastic, and all the 3 germ layers are there, then they are called as a triploblastic. And body segmentation is said to be the metamerism, and each division is called as metamers, and it will be present in case of Annelida to the later organisms. And body symmetry, all few organisms which are lower are asymmetrical and few are there, and later come to the symmetrical. In symmetrical, we can find out the radial symmetry and bilateral symmetry. And then the last part, cephalization, the formation of head and the other accessory structures which are embedded inside the head. And the last property, appendages, which helps in locomotion and feeding, and the other appendages like structures which are present in animal groups. We discussed about the different properties. Just go through once again to understand this. Okay. In the next session, we will discuss about the organ systems which are present in animal groups, along with that classification. Okay. Thank you, dear students.